You're watching the Roblox Battlebot Championship Series semifinals on the Zoogie J YouTube channel, where today we have a rematch between Flaming Hot Grebe and Cherno. Both of these bots are incredibly damaging, and they're both very fun to watch in the arena, which is why today is such an anticipated matchup, as these guys met up in the group stage with Nick and his bot Cherno coming out on top. They swept the group stage going 4-0, and one of his opponents was Waddler and Flaming Hot Grebe. As here is the box rush presented by the YouTube subscribe button. Make sure to click it. There's only going to be a few more fights this season before RBCS is over, and we are off to a nice start here in this one, as there's already been some wheel shots. Flaming Hot Grebe to the other side, to the underside, excuse me, of Cherno, and I don't think it got anything too important on the bot. But coming out of the gate like that and doing damage is something that Flaming Hot Grebe wasn't really able to do in the group stage matchup, where it was kind of all Cherno. And that is the thing, Cherno and Nick 3D, they are 22-1 in their career, with Cherno being 10-0 in its short existence, which Cherno is the predecessor to... predecessor might not be the right word, but it is the bot that came after Horus Vertical, which won MBIT this year, which is another major Battlebot tournament in our community. As we have 2 minutes remaining in this first fight. This is a best of 5 series here today, so first one to win 3 games will be the winner. But a nice shot there as the Grebe able to evasion hit Cherno, get him on those wheels, now moving in on those wheels, and another nice shot as the Lifter Egg Beater has proven this year to not just be a gimmick, it is a very powerful weapon type. And Waddler has been able to maximize its effectiveness as he familiarizes himself with playing crazy. We're nearing that halfway point now, and this fight has not disappointed so far. Maybe not as much chaotic damage as you would like to see if you're a casual viewer, but from an experienced Battlebot player and someone who really enjoys watching these types of fights, you're seeing the different strategies being put in. Waddler trying to evasion hit, as there he goes, there goes half of the drive. Right side of the bot has been removed. That Lifter Egg Beater able to slam down in there, and now Nick is going to be on the back foot now, as he's going to have to drive very, very expertly if he has any hopes of winning game 1, as we have under a minute remaining here. As in comes Grebe again, laying the hammer down, trying to get him into that corner, and now he has an opportunity to get at those wheels, but we're going to get a pause here with 46 seconds remaining.
3,
we
2,
are back,
1,
bots are
resume.
Ready, 46 seconds left, and it does not look good right now for Cherno. Wheels exposed, another shot on the wheels, backing him into the corner. And what a performance here. Evasion hit. There goes the other part of the drive. And that should do it here.
Is a knockout.
And there it is.
All
It
wheels
is
are
a
gone.
knockout. Game 1 going to Waddler. And we're going to get a replay here early in the fight. Gets an evasion hit, knocks him up, then gets half the drive. And then end of the fight, same thing. Evasion hit into the drive. And that is all she wrote in game 1. Hey guys, we got our first ever channel sponsor, and it is a big one. If you're into fantasy sports or player pick'ems, this one is a no-brainer for you guys. We have BetR and Underdog running some big promos, and for every $1 you deposit, they're going to match it 100%. So you know what that means? You put $50 in, now you got $100 to play with, and there's no limits on that. And it gets better. If you use my code, you place a bet, and you email proof, BetR and Underdog are going to send you $20 for free, not in-app, in cash, to your Cash App or Venmo that you can withdraw and use on anything you want to do in real life. The only catch right now is you got to be of legal age and live in a valid state, and here is the map. Make sure you pay attention to that while I ramble on this next part. You might be wondering, man, they're giving away free money. That's too good to be true. Well, see these states? They are trying to expand into these states using these apps. So what they want you to do is they want you to download it and start talking to your friends about it. Send them straight back to this video. They can get their money too. If you live in a state that has BetR, use code Lockerroom. If you have Underdog, use code Tracy. And if you're in a state that has both, then you can use both of these codes to double your money. Just deposit some money, place a bet, and then email fantasypickempromotions@gmail.com to make $20. Well, we are very excited to have a sponsor for RBCS that isn't another Roblox league or something, as much as we appreciate all of that. An official sponsor for the channel. Of course, gamble responsibly and only do so if you are of age. and are financially stable at that time. But speaking of stability, both of these bots are going to notice that whenever they fly around, it is some of the funniest action, as Cherno is a weird T-shaped bot, as there's a nice shot on top of the weapon mount, and Flaming Hot Grebe starting to tear through that beam spam on top of Cherno, as Nick is one of the first builders to embrace beam spam as part of his design, as beams in this game have turned out to be a bit more durable than players might have thought, and using it for armor is one of the current strategies, as we are going to get a pause here, and I think we're going to stay with the action. But with the stability, you have a Smeeza spot, which means it has a horizontal drive system underneath Grebe, so the wheels don't have as much coverage when it's on its head, so it's hard to self-right, but it has the lifter to do so. And speaking of the lifter, I'm starting to notice it is not connected on the right side of the bot. Cherno was able to land a hit in there at some point, and now that weapon is a little bit vulnerable, as half of its mounting and stability is gone. But on the other side, you're seeing wheels starting to come off of Cherno. So back and forth, and this is exactly what we expected in this series. It's going to be really fun action, because both of these bots are able to land those knockout punches. They're not playing for judges' decisions. They're playing for KOs and TKOs, which is the style of Battlebot combat that I think most people at home want to watch on YouTube, as the weapon is basically gone off of Cherno, as Flamin' Hot Grebe just keeps doing what it does. Big damage all the time. Not the most aggressive bot, but if it catches you with your pants down, it's going to go in there and capitalize. And Nick is not looking good here, as we have a minute 20 now on the clock left in this fight, and it's going to be tough. When you don't have much of a weapon, it's hard to win points with the judges. But what he can do is, if you're not familiar with the judge's decision scoring system, he can try to be aggressive and try to control the fight. So if he initiates a bunch of contact and is the one trying to engage, like you see right there, just going straight in, charging in, might be able to win aggression with the judges, and then control, trying to keep the other person centered up against the walls and in the corners, trying to push them around. That's how you win control most of the time. But weapon effectiveness, most likely going to be a 4-1. I couldn't maybe see a 3-2 if the drive is more damaged than we think, but right now it's looking like Flamin' Hot Grebe probably going to take game 2 with 30 seconds remaining, getting Cherno on the arena hazards, and now he is struggling to move. Self-rider not, I think it's still functionable underneath, as Cherno goes back in the air. Grebe trying to stay aggressive, keep the weapon on him. 15 seconds remaining. And this one has just been a really good performance from Wadler. Great driving all around. Took an early hit. Definitely didn't shy away after that. Just kept on trucking. And I think he's going to find himself up 2-0 in this series. He got swept 2-0 the last time these two met. But now we're heading to a judge's decision with a chance to go up 2 on Cherno.
After a judge's decision, the winner of Game 2 of the series is Flaming Hot Grebe.
And there you go. That was to be expected. 9-6 the final score. Shocking he didn't score a 4 in any categories, but a great driving performance. And after this break, we'll be right back with Game 3. And we are back from the breaks. It is time for game number 3.
2,
Cherno is
1.
not in a comfortable spot. To this point in the career of Nick 3D, he has lost a total of 1 game. Not a series, just a game. And that was to Vortex in a fight where just some really weird stuff happened. And speaking of weird stuff, looks like the Grebe might be stuck. And we are back, both bots facing each other. You know, it's just weird seeing Nick in this position because he's been so dominant, but on the other side, you got to give credit to Wadler. He's driving really, really solid. His bot has gotten so much better as he's learned more about the game and put more hours in, and now he's in a spot where he could sweep Cherno, one of the tournament favorites. I know the draft seems like such a long time ago, so it's weird to bring it up, but, you know, Cherno selected #1 overall in the draft. Over 30 bots submitted this year, and to go #1 means you got to be something special, as there goes one of the back wheels off of Cherno. Still has some custom wheels there, though, so no harm, no foul, as long as he can protect that side of the bot moving forward. And on the other side, though, Flamin' Hot Grebe, the 13 overall seed this year. Now, of course, some of the team captains are mixed into the seeding and all of that, but drafted in the second round, seen as a bot that is competitive, that could potentially upgrade itself and become competitive, and that is exactly what it has become. And it's really been without his team captain. You know, Man, Roundtable Clan have all this history, all this experience. Well, Man kind of out of the picture this year. A lot of personal life stuff going on for him, so he wasn't really able to be there for his teammates. But Wadler, one of the best guys in the community as far as making friends, being personable, talking to a lot of people, has really helped out his bot this year, as we are going to get a pause here. And we are back. So, like I was saying about Wadler, you know, going outside of his team and working with other members from other teams to improve, practicing and sparring with a lot of other RBCS competitors and people outside of the RBCS community as well, like his fellow BF team members. It's done a lot for him, and this season you're seeing it that he is one of the best drivers. All he needed was a bot that was capable of doing this. But you can kind of see right now, the undercutter of Cherno is starting to get through some of that Smeezus drive. Not a lot of wheel armor on Grebe, and since it's an undercutter now and not just a normal horizontal, you're going to see that Cherno's weapon kind of just scrapes along the floor, and it's starting to get after those wheels on every hit. And not much Grebe can do as it continues to back away, and that mobility is severely affected as the right side of the bot, no more wheels, it's struggling to move, and the referees are going to start counting it here. I don't think it's going to be able to do anything, so Cherno going to get a game in this series, could make it interesting, has the talent and the bot to potentially reverse sweep. It's a TKO in Game 3, 2-1 our score. And I believe we're going to get a replay here. Yes, we are. Look at that back wheel. That undercutter able to go in, snipe it out, and then send Grebe skyward. And really nothing left on the underside. So great strategy there. Great performance. And Nick's going to take Game 3, 2-1 our score. And we are back for game number 4.
3, 2,
a little fun fact about
1.
Flaming Hot Grebe coming into the series today, so not talking about the last 3 games. Coming into this one, every single opponent that Grebe has had in this tournament and in its career was undefeated before facing Grebe. So you got to put that in perspective. You got to look back to the group stage. Went up against Shredding Zone. Shredding Zone was 0-0 at the time, so technically undefeated. Goes up against Cherno. Cherno was 2-0 at the time. Then you go up against, bots in the first round that are undefeated. You go up against Inferno, also undefeated, and then Cherno, undefeated here today. It has been a really impressive underdog story, and he's only 1 win away from the grand finals, but on the other side, it was the undefeated man, and he is trying to stop him here in game number 4. And really last fight, I think that Nick came into a realization that, hey, hang on, if I can manage to get to the sides of the Grebe without getting evasion hit like that, as Grebe goes in underneath the bot and delivers a nice hit to the underbelly, starting to remove some of that structural support on the weapon. And Cherno, having issues self-righting, could be an opportunity for Grebe to get some damage, and does just that, gets after one of the wheels. But I think he realized that, yeah, if I can fake him out, if I can get to the sides of the bot, I can get after the Smeezus. The wheel guards are just not that strong, and that might be something that moving forward, Wilder's going to have to fix on his bots if he can just get out of here today with another victory and move on to the grand finals, as Cherno goes flying across, weapon-to-weapon hit, and Cherno takes the worst of it, more wheel damage, and that mobility, man, that's not what you want to see with 1:30 left. Almost all of the wheels are down to their final pieces. The bot's supposed to survive 3 minutes, not 2. As now in the corner, opportunity to get on the top of the bot. They clip inside each other, and there goes the weapon. And that's probably going to do it here in Game 4. That was the decisive hit. That was the dagger. And with a minute left, Cherno is going to go outside the arena. We're going to get a pause, and we'll be right back. And we are back. So huge shot. To those of you, pause. There goes Cherno again. All right, another pause. And we are hopefully back for the final time. It's really hard to have a bot that's that small in the arena because those holes, well, they're not exactly created with bots being this small in mind. I was the one who did build this arena, and we definitely weren't thinking about that. But 45 seconds left in this one. It's looking like Grebe is going to move on to the grand finals of what could be the final RBCS. Cherno, outside the arena again. Where have we seen this one? All right, well, luckily, Nick was able to get himself back into position quickly. Referee should count us down here soon, and here we go. The final 30 seconds of the match. All Grebe has to do is get those final wheels, and it will be called a knockout, and he'll find himself in the grand finals of RBCS Season 6 as I don't think there's any wheels left. 10, referee's going to call for 9, controlled movement. This will be the final countdown
6,
of the match.
5,
Flaming hot
4,
Grebe going to move to
2,
11 and
TKO.
4 in its career. A very impressive record. And Nick's reign of terror on the BattleBot world will come to an end, at least for this season. He'll finish with a record of 11 and 3 in RBCS this year. As here is the bracket. Flaming hot Grebe moving on to the finals. He'll face either Coughing Baby or Dawnbreak. And we'll move into the team standings. TPG, their top pick, is now out, but 60 points should be enough. They have it all wrapped up here in Season 6. We are back, and we are joined by Wadler after that huge victory. Man, this is your first year of RBCS. You've gone on a roll through the entire bracket, and you're going to be in the grand finals of RBCS Season 6. What was that fight like for you, and how excited are you to be playing in the grand finals of this tournament?
Well, for your second question there, absolute cinema. I'm glad to be in the finals. And for that first one, Nick is possibly my most intimidating opponent, especially because he took me way back when I had V1 of my bot in the opening bracket. He's 2-0'd me, and I made it through on eating up the shredding zone. So Nick was very scary, but it's hard to decide really with my opponents. I had a very tough bracket.
Yeah, he swept you in the group stage, and today, of course, you were the dominant force in this series. What were the changes you had to make to be able to beat him now in the final bracket?
Well, main changes that helped with Cherno. First of all, driving. I had a better strat for driving. I played far too aggressively in my opener round. And in terms of the bot itself, the bot got bigger, and I put way more into the front armors to make sure that he is not going in there and taking all the wheels out as quick as he usually does. Because my old front armor composition was horrendous.
All right, and then last question I have for you. You have a bit of a history of being the runner-up in tournaments. How do you ensure that doesn't happen in the grand finals this year?
Well, I'm not sure who I'm up against, but depending on whoever it is, I'm going to have to make those ample adjustments to my bot and make sure that I can give them a good fight in the final. But I'm quite happy now that I'm runner-up because it's my thing. Yeah, let's go, runner-up!
All right, well, congratulations, man. Good luck in the grand finals, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Flaming hot Grebe, 3-1 final score over Cherno. I promised you guys an entertaining matchup, and that's exactly what we got today. A lot of big hits, weapons and wheels flying. But thank you guys for watching. Up next, the final semifinal matchup, and then the grand finals after that.